Let me tell you a crazy story about chasing the dream in your journey. When I was in college, that's how I got my start. I had a radio production class. I always wanted to be a hip hop artist. I always wanted to be an artist. And we had this radio production class. You're supposed to basically, play an instrumental and then you would record like a script over it. Well, I was like, whoa, I got this studio time to myself. I could put on a hip hop beat and start freestyling and writing songs. It was like a game changer moment for me. It was like hearing myself really do it made it seem like it was achievable. And I started a little group. I invited 2 or 3 of my closest friends. Shout out to J.E., Teddy P, and Christy. Mixed drinks, and it was sort of like letting them in the secret of mine about what I wanted to do. And we all went to a hip hop show. It was my favorite artists. It was The Roots, Common, Talib Kweli, and Gangstar at the time. And we were sitting way back up in the balcony, and I was just sitting in the audience and like leaning over at the balcony staring. And my buddy Jeremy's like, what are you thinking about, man? I'm like, man, I just have this like gut feeling. I really feel it in me that I could be on stage. I could be like these guys, man. I feel it. I'm gonna do this one day. And they'll shrug it off like, yeah, right, man. It was just a pipe dream to us back then. But I never gave up. Those guys moved on to other things, and I kept chasing my dream. And 3 or 4 years later, I actually opened up for The Roots in Milwaukee, in front of 2,000 people, and handed the mic to Black Thought after like a pat in the back. I made that shit happen. It was like a game changer moment, right? But within that 3 or 4 years, of that, I had to write 100 songs. I had to put out, figure out how to do an album. I had stage fright. I had all these insecurities. You might have looked at me and thought, I was like a college football player in shape, I had girls, all this other stuff, but I was really insecure about putting myself out there. I was like scared to death of it. I took improv classes, and all this crazy shit just to get there. Had to do shows, got a boot off stage, but then I finally did it, man. Crushed a show in front of my favorite band, and I've played with everybody, from G-Eazy to Shwazy to almost every independent rapper. I've been on shows with these guys. But I say this to encourage you, man, like you can make it happen. I see a lot of you people in the audience, the people that they're enjoying the show and all these other people. And then there's the people you see, they're thinking, they got this in them. And and I've helped out countless artists like that. In fact, Nick Bavetta, one of the guys who produced my whole new album, The Sweet Spot of Life, was one of those kids. He came up to me after the show, and after a couple years, we did shows together, and he just produced half of my new album. But I just want to encourage that story, share it with you. Like and share this if you can. You can do it if you want to live in the sweet spot of life. Just have the courage. The journey is the fun part. Within, breaking down all my fears, going to improv class, I met my wife, doing shows, I met countless artists that are best friends now. So I just want to share the story, sweet spot of life. Get out there, you can make your dreams a reality. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.